Hello and welcome back. Well, it's the day after I did the Ruddle's Best review. I was going to do that one and today's back to back, but I decided not to bother. And my cold's getting a bit worse, so I hope my taste buds and everything is still working well. I've spent the morning just blowing my nose all the time. Anyway, let's get to it. Today's review is of my Cooper's English Bitter. This has been just over a month now since brew day. It had just over 2 weeks in the fermenter, and it's had 2 weeks now in the bottle. I used as the extra fermentables 1.2 kilograms of pale dry malt extract, and yeah, let's see how it tastes. I used Cooper's yeast, and it's coming in at 3.9% ABV. Nice carbonation there. And what a lovely pint that is. You probably can't see it. Probably looks very dark for you on camera, but that is really clear. I mean, I can see my hand, I can see the windows over there, I can see the camera. That's a really clear beer, and it's red. It's very red. I wouldn't even call it amber, it's a ruby coloured beer with just a little cap of a white head, and although there's no noticeable carbonation in the glass, there is carbonation on the surface. I used half a teaspoon of sugar to prime each bottle. Right, I don't think the nose is going to be up to much, but oh no, I can pick it up. It's very malty, sweet, toffee-like notes. Oh, and I just picked it up, like a berry fruitiness. That'll be from the Cooper's yeast, that fruity yeast that they use. So yeah, sweet malts, almost like a hedgerow fruits, and no hop at all. No hop in the aroma. Right, okay, let's take a taste. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. I left this bottle out all last night, so it's probably at just the right temperature for this style, about 8 degrees, 10 degrees. It's very fruity. You got those hedgerow fruits, those berries in the mouth, and you've also got, it's just like the nose, you've also got some really nice toffee malts. And then it leads to a bitterness at the back, but that bitterness, it sort of like sticks around for a while, but it stays in the mouth, it doesn't go down here. I do know this is 45 IBU, and I know that because, and this is what I like about the Cooper's tins, they put the IBU on the tin, but it's the IBU of the syrup, and I think that's a good idea. Because what you do is you calculate from that how bitter your beer is based on the volume that you're going to be fermenting. So if you want a short brew, obviously you're going to be upping the IBU, the bitterness. So they give you the bitterness of the syrup on the tin, or on the, the spec sheet on the website that you're buying from, and then you calculate what the IBU per bottle is going to be, and you do it very simply. You just take their IBU, in this case I think it was 620, and then you divide that by the volume you're going to ferment and times it by the weight of the tin, which in this instance was 1.7, and that comes out at 43. That's not bad. And with a bit more conditioning, it's only going to get better. There is a little bit of a kittishness about it. I think that's a lot to do with the Cooper's yeast. When you're modding kits, one of the first things you're told is to ditch the kit yeast. But I think given another month, and that will be a pretty tasty beer. However, would I recommend it? It depends. If you're getting into the hobby and everything, there's better kits to start off with. I started with Coopers, and I like Coopers. I've got a soft spot for them, and I started to use them because I watched a lot of Craig Tube, and he always brewed with Coopers, most of the time anyway. So I just followed his example. And I do like the sparkling ale, and I do like the pale ale, and they also, I think, make really good bases if you want to soup it up with some extra hops or grains, things like that. And they're cheap, they're £12.95 a tin. That said, if all you wanted was an English bitter, given that this is £12.95 a tin, then you need the extra fermentables. And if you did it the way I did it, with pure dry malt extract, that's an extra 12 quid on top. And then you've got your postage and packaging on top of that. There's not much difference in just going to supermarket and buy a box of 10 Ruddle's Best, to be honest, and you can start drinking them straight away. Whereas with this, you've got to wait at least a month. But it is very much in that style of beer. It's a bit like the Young's Harvest from a couple of videos ago. They're all pretty much the same beer. So if you just wanted to have some beers to put in the fridge, you know, just have a drink at the weekend when you're watching the football, and you wanted a bog standard English bitter, then I'd just go and buy the commercial. And I never thought I'd say that, but yeah, with the deals that they have now at the supermarkets for pretty much box standard beers like this, I'd just go and buy the commercial. I really would. If you was to get 40 tins, that's 4 boxes, because there's 10 in a box. It's going to cost you 28 quid. Well, with this, with your extra fermentables, with your postage and packaging, it's going to be 28 quid. You can save money. You can use a brew enhancer. I think you can pick them up for about 6 quid. You can use sugar, you can use dextrose. That'll bring the price down. But you're still probably only looking at 10 or 15p difference per glass. And like I say, you can drink the Ruddles County straight away. Whereas this, you've got to wait a month at least. So yeah, I never thought I'd say that. But if this is your style, bog standard English bitters, just go and buy the commercial budget stuff. Where you really start to make the savings in homebrew is where you talk about premium kits, making premium beers, because they're about £2.50 I think for a Fuller's ESB. I think it's about the same for a Theakston's Best Bitter. A 500ml bottle is going to be, well, over £2 I would think now. And of course the real big saving with homebrew is craft beers. I think Morrison's are selling some for like £6 a can. I think it's 440ml, or maybe it's a 500ml can. I think it's 440 and it's £6. Now then you can make big savings. But if you just want a bog standard pub style English bitter, just go and buy Ruddle's Best, £7 for 10. But this is okay. It's a nice beer, it needs a bit more conditioning, and I think it's going to be a nice pint. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I wouldn't really recommend it anymore, even for new brewers. I think they make a good base once you get a bit more experience, and you can start learning about grains and adding some specialty grains to it, adding some hops with a hop tea or dry hopping. They make good bases, but a beer on its own, for someone brand new, I think they'd be disappointed, and it might put them off the hobby, so I wouldn't bother. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.